Good evening, everybody. I'm hoping that you're joining us this evening live for our Monday Night Natter. It is that time once again, and it is an absolute joy to be back with you this evening. Obviously, we missed last week, so we've had a bit of a break. So tonight, anything could happen. I'd already forgot which buttons to push on the box to make us go live. I've got a very short-term memory. It doesn't take a lot to confuse me. So it's always wary of what could happen this evening. Now, as always, if you are joining us live here, please do let us know that you can see us and you can hear us. Because until you start commenting, we've got no idea if we've even managed to make it live. As you can tell, we don't know what we're doing. So it's always good to have your reassurance and your welcomes and to see you joining in the chat with us, because it is lovely to have you here and it's nice to know that you can see us and you can hear us. Now, of course, this evening I'm not here on my own. I have got the lovely, well,
steady on,
tolerable Peter off in the wings, who is here to help us when needed. I predict this evening there's going to be a bit of running around.
I predict that too. Welcome back.
I have a feeling that I'm going to have forgot 2 or 3 things, and I have a feeling we might have to send him out on the run. So while he's kind of ship-shape and ready, let's say good evening to him first before he looks dishevelled. Oh, that was a kind of a dishevelled face there.
Was it? I had to practice the faces. I don't know.
Well, you looked a little bit like crumpled and dishevelled.
Crumpled.
Crumpled. I don't know if that's crumpled.
Uncrumbling. Evening, welcome. See, look, we've been away for a week. You've missed this, I bet.
I don't know if they've missed your crumpled face or mine.
I think it's time we went back to you.
Okay. So, lovely to see you, Peter. Lovely to have you here. Nice to pick on you for just a moment. And then in a moment, we can have him running around in circles. So, okay, let's say hello to a few people, shall we? And then to try and get this train back on tracks. So, good evening, Kim. Good evening, Sue. Good evening, Mary. Good evening, Catherine. Good evening, Sue. Laura, May, Deborah, Hadrian's Hobbies, Emma, Kim, Sue, Sheila. Might be a different Emma. Got lost now. Emma, Kathleen and Kim, lovely to have you all with us. It's genuinely a joy to have so many of you here this evening. Tonight, our kind of plan is actually, we're going to do something slightly different. We're going to focus in on one of our previous collections, and we're going to take a look at the DL collection. And we're going to run through the sample boards, and we're going to look at a few cards, and then we're going to do some demos with you as well. So if you have any questions about that collection, or anything in general really, that we can help with, then please do let us know. Now, some of you may be expecting this evening we're going to be chatting all things Easter. That we're going to leave for Gwen to do on Thursday evening. So Gwen will be with you Thursday at 7. I will remind you of this a little later on. But she will be here Thursday at 7 for the Stockist launch. But it would be rude of me to not give you pre-warning on where you're going to be able to get these items when they do launch tomorrow morning, being Tuesday, at 10 a.m. Now, did any of you watch Gwen's shows? I say that as if it was like nobody watched it. I know lots of you watched it, and I know those of you that did watch it kind of went a bit Easter balmy, because Gwen's shows were hugely successful, and she actually ended the shows with only 2 bundles left in stock at all. 2 bundles. That was it. So you could go look at Hobby Maker. You might find that they've juggled some bits around. They might have put some singles into bundles or something. I don't know. We don't get involved with that. But they might have played around a little bit. You might still be able to get some bundles there if you're really lucky. But I do believe they're potentially sold out of bundles and singles already. And tomorrow is going to be your first chance to get hold of them if you haven't already ordered. But do, as always, check out the Hobby Maker website. Things change. Things are always adapting. But here somewhere, I've put the Easter collection so I can share it with you. And I also have some samples that I'm going to share with you that are turned up while we was away. So I've got them and nobody's seen them. We do like a sneaky sample. So if you have already ordered the Easter collection, or maybe you've been on the fence and you want to know a little bit more about it, we'll kind of go through that as well with you. But tomorrow morning, this collection will be launching with some stockists. Now, the stockists to tell you about for this collection that have already come in. Now, these are only the ones that have already come in and that we've shipped to. So this list will grow in the coming days. So if your favourite stockist isn't on this list yet, join Gwen on Thursday, because it may well have appeared by that stage. Or, of course, talk to your stockist and say, oi up, I want a little bit of that Easter that Sue's brought out. Can you order that in for me? Because I can tell you now, we work really closely with our stockists to make it possible for them to be able to bring in the items that they need. And if you want to order it in particular, maybe it's a collection they didn't feel they needed, they can still come in and order the odd items in for you. So just have a chat with your stockists. Always chat to your stockists. Always about your stockists. So let's have a little look and see what's in this collection. And then I promise we'll move on and we'll have a little look at the DL collection. So the Easter collection consists of the layering eggs, which is $14.99, the Easter essentials, which is $13.99 recommended retail price. Oh, this one's lovely. This is one of my faves. The tulip egg, which is $13.99. The chocolate bunny, which is £4.49. Now on air, I happen to believe he was one of the most popular, the little bunny, but we will ask Pete, do we have an update on which is the most popular?
The bunny, I believe.
Was the bunny? I thought it was the bunny. I felt that from watching the shows. Happy Spring is $5.99. That is one of my personal favourites. This one has lots of deboss work on the letters, and I don't know if you see Gwen's tip. It was amazing. She cut out the outside, she then cut out the insert and the outside together. Then she cut out the words and paper pieced them back into the frame she'd created. It reminded me of them like little wooden MDF kits you get as a child, where they've got the little nodules on the top and you lift them in and put them in place. I thought it was very, very clever. And it was kind of paper piecing, but done in a way I'd not seen done before. And it made it very easy to space that out on the backing plate. You could, of course, do it without gluing that frame down and then remove that frame as well. So if you don't wish to have that outside edge, you don't have to, but it did make placing it together very, very easy. The Easter Friends, I believe this one was also a very popular one. That one's only $5.99 and you get 5 dies in that one. Then you've got a couple of expressions. You've got You Are One of My Favourite Peeps, recommended retail price $4.99. You have got Your Extra Special, but extra, not extra, $4.99, keeping in par, of course, with the Easterness. Here Comes the Easter Bunny. I love that one. I think that's so cute. That one is $4.99 as well. And then we've got Happy Easter. Now, I do know that there's a bit of a price problem here on Hobby Maker with this one. We have told them, but the recommended retail price for this one is $4.99. So don't buy it on Hobby Maker on its own. It's showing up at $11.99. We have told them it will be corrected. Do not fear. But in the meantime, it might just be easier for you to not get it from that spot. Unless, of course, you do go for a bundle or have already gone for a bundle. Then we've got the Easter eggs. Now, these, again, I believe last time I looked, they were sold out on Hobby Maker. And you can see why, because these are perfect. And I know Gwenny's going to talk to you about this on Thursday. But Nigel was saying, and I thought this was brilliant, how these make perfect balloons. Birthday balloons. Add a string on them, you've got balloons. How clever. I've never looked at an Easter egg before in that way, but it worked, and I know Gwen's going to cover that with you on Thursday. Those are only $11.99 and there's 5 of them in there, but the idea of being able to make a little array of birthday balloons sounds very exciting. And I say birthday balloons, there's not really a celebration we can't have balloons for, is there? Whether it's Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Valentine's Day, Christmas, balloons come out for every occasion, don't they? So why not actually theme them and colour them to the occasion that you need to? And then another one of my faves, and I know I'm a bit biased, and I've said that a couple of times, but is this one. I love this. This is the Chunky Blossoms. And in here, I'm going to show it to you this way, actually, because you see actually what you're going to get. You get separate flower heads, you get separate stems, and then you get separate pots. So you can yo-yo between the sets in any ways that you wish to build up the most cool little flowers. There's 15 dies in this set for $9.99. This is one to watch at your stockists. I think this one's going to fly off the shelves because although it is, of course, part of the Easter collection, there's nothing about this that is Easter in particular. This is one I think you're going to see a lot of inspiration coming from me, Sue, Gwen, all of the team, because it's just such a beautiful little flower set that I think is going to come out time after time. So if you've seen that one, if you've got that one on your radar, it's one I would certainly get hold of quickly because I think that's going to go very fast. That's my prediction. If I was a betting man, that's where I'd be putting my money. That one is $9.99 to give you an idea. So that's your Easter collection. Coming out tomorrow morning and already going to be announcing to arrive at Craft Bliss, the Craft Box Into Craft, Craft Mania And of course, some stock is available still with Hobby Maker. So there's a few selections there or places for you to check out. If you have any questions about that, then please don't hesitate to let us know and I'll do my best to answer them for you. I promised you fresh inspiration. Let's have a little look at what our Emma's been up to, shall we? Now, as I say, nobody has seen these. Even I haven't seen these yet. So this is new to me too. So what have we got here? We have got a lovely little pop-up box where Emma has created this three-dimensional effect and then added in her stems or sticks. I don't know. What do we call them? Stems is wrong. Sticks is wrong. What do we want to call them today, Peter?
Emma's in the house. Maybe Emma can give us some.
Come on, Emma. Give us a posh word for the yellow sticks. Looks a little bit
probably
like French fries in McDonald's.
really obvious, isn't it, that we're just
Probably, but I like them. They're wobbly. I like a wobble. So on there, you have Emma has, of course, added little flower pots. We've got some of the Easter friends. We've got some of the eggs running around it as well. And then on each of the tabs, you've got little displays created, which are really super cute. And then this is, of course, going to go up so you can post it and it's all nice and protected and ready to go into an envelope. That is really, really cool, Emma. I like that. I'm going to put you on the spot now, Emma. Is there a video coming for this? No pressure if there isn't, but is there? Because I want to watch it and I want to see what you call the sticks. Then we've got another one from Emma, where she has brought in those eggs and that beautiful Happy Spring wording. Lovely pastel colours here. Very, very nice. I like that. It's not necessarily what I would have predicted, and I like the shock of that. Very, very cute. Very, very nice. Then we've got another one here that Emma has created where she has used the egg die set, the nesting eggs, to cut apertures and then sunk the little seams in it. You can see here, this egg has actually come from here and she's cut across that line to create this effect of the open egg. And then I like the little basket. I think the basket is proper cute. This, of course, is from where the basket's coming from. And then we've got the little floppy-eared bunnies as well. I like the way you've put the little bunny in the basket. That's cute. I hadn't thought of that. I hadn't seen that. I only made a few cards with this collection. But that's a really cool idea. Not an idea I'd had. This is beautiful. The monochrome of the Easter egg as well. That, of course, is the tulip one. Let's dig over to that one. So your stained glass tulip egg. Very, very effective. Then you've got a Happy Spring. This is gorgeous, Emma. I like this one. So Emma has taken the die and cut it into the backing panel she's created with one of our stencils. She's also then 3D'd over the top to make kind of an eclipse card style with the wording. That's really nice. I like that. I like that little pop of pink coming through from under the letters. Really, really nice. And the little bumblebee. How cute's that? The bumblebee, I'm guessing, yes, I am right. It comes in this set. 15 dies in the Easter Essentials. One of them being that little bumblebee. And although I say 15 dies, actually when you look at the back of it, it is 15 dies. But there's 3 components on that one. There's 6 components on that one. 2 on that one. 3 on that one. 3 on that one. So although we're saying there is 15 dies, there's actually a lot more elements than 15 elements. Oh, this is a bit swanky. Look at this. That's lovely. I really like this. I like this with the embossing folder behind it. Very, very rich and elegant. It's a bit posh, this one. I like it. And then, of course, with the eggs coming in and being built up with the multicolours. Very, very nice. Then we've got that lovely tulip egg back once again. Very subtle colours, very nice. Oh, this is a bit posh as well. So this one's the paper piecing of the tulip egg and that embossing folder behind it. Very effective because that really matches in and kind of encompasses the egg. Gives it a bit of a cuddle, doesn't it? Very, very pretty the way that's wrapped around. Can you see that okay on screen? I'm going to give it a little tilt. That might be better for you to see it. But doesn't that fit perfectly inside that embossing folder? Or embossed panel? Not an embossing folder, is it? But you know what I mean. Panel that's been embossed. Oh, this is lovely. So here we've got some stamping going on over the eggs as well. I suppose that's actually a really good point. If you've got the dies to cut the eggs, you could be stamping on them. You could be using pattern papers. You could be using embossing folders, stencils, whatever you wanted to make your eggs really fancy. And then, of course, the same panel's been used down here to add in that same sort of paper piece effect with a Happy Spring. I also really like the little kind of fence panel style-esque that you've made there, the little basket effect. Forget the word, but a little like trough thing. Trough's not the right word. Now this one, I chatted to Gwen this morning. As many of you may know, we've been away for the last week. So today we had a little catch up, me and Gwen. little chit chat. She said to me, have you seen Emma's samples? And I said, I have not. I said, I hear that some have arrived somewhere in the building, but I have not seen them yet. She said, well, there's one in particular you've got to go and see. And I was like, okay, I'll send Pete, because I was on the phone. I said, I'll send Pete to find the box. Pete never returned with the box. We lost Pete. That was it. He was gone. Out the door. Gone. Never did see him again. So she ended up sending me a photo of this one, and we had a good little chat about this. This is not what you would predict at all. What's it say on the back? A just for fun card. Front to show the versatility of the nested Easter eggs. Little note from Emma. She tells us that it's just a fun card. Just an idea. I think if we asked you to predict what I'm going to share with you, we could have you guessing till midnight and you wouldn't get it. How cool is this? I absolutely adore this. This, of course, is a little alien head created with the eggs. And doesn't that work brilliantly? Turning them that way, turning their eyes, of course, again, from the eggs to create that, adding just a little smile on it. How many teenagers do you know that would absolutely adore that? And of course, it's not only for teenagers, but how cool is that? When you go from something like this right the way to that, all out of just egg shapes as such, I think that is such a clever and unique idea. And I think it was Gwen that told me, or was it you, Pete? Because you too spoke to Emma today. I feel very left out. I'm the only one who hasn't spoken to Emma today. Very rude. Was it you or was it Gwen that told me that her and Jason had discussed in bed what they could create out of the egg shapes?
Oh, that was me.
And that was where the alien had come from, was Jason's idea, I believe. I thought that was brilliant.
Well, cool, wasn't it?
And then another bit of inspiration for you from the eggs, of course, this time actually being used as balloons. So that's very, very cool and very, very classic. And I really like this. And you can see that that's going to work beautifully for you. So when we talk about using them as balloons, very, very achievable to do. And I'm also going to go out on a whim here because I haven't seen these, so I don't know. But I have a feeling this little bit there is going to come off of a set like this because that looks like it's going to, I think it is. I think it's the tops to the carrots. That is the top to the carrots. So the little like tie bit on the balloon is a carrot top. How cool. I like that. I predicted chicken foot. I don't know why, but it isn't a chicken foot or a chick foot. It is, of course, from there. So that's a little idea about Easter. Now, Pete, I don't know why, but you have handed this in to me while we've been chatting through these samples. There must be a reason why. What is your reason why?
There were a couple of questions. So Kathleen asked if the chunky blossom diode size is compatible with Francoise's mini garden stamp.
I think that would look very nice, actually.
I thought that's why we went to grab them. Yeah.
I think that would work. Oh, this is a bit naughty, Pete. I've got this set. I really should send you to get the set. See how I think of you. I'm going to open a brand new die set instead of send you out into the world or the other room. That would work brilliantly. It wasn't planned. I can't take credit for this in any sense. Any of us can. But look how perfect that would be to pop those little flowers in those little pots. If Francoise is watching or Gwen is watching, I have a feeling you might want to pinch that idea because I think that's a very good idea. Was it Kathleen, did you mention, said that?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Very good idea, Kathleen. You have pieced the pieces together. Now, what way did that come off? That way? We'll hand that off to old Challenge Annika in the corner to rebag. There we go. Thank you. So yeah, that is your Easter collection. If you have any questions about it, then please let us know. I've told you the stockist set's coming out with. Gwen will once again go through that for you on Thursday evening. She has all the boards, all the samples, and lots of inspiration she'll be sharing Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Now, let's move on to what we're up to this evening. So this evening we are chatting DL collection, and that is a collection that came out a little while ago. Now tonight I'm going to give you some prices and tell you that it is of course available on Hobby Maker, and we're going to chat prices and payment plans and all of those bits in case it's something that you'd like to see or know more about. But if we have any of our stockists here with us this evening, we are channeling our stockists. If there are any stockists in the room, please give us your links. Please tell us that you have this available. Please give us a link to where we can find it. If you don't have an online store, then please tell us where you're located in the world, or do both. If you are bricks and mortar and online, if you're somebody who does shows and you're coming up at Sandown or Bracknell or wherever it may be, and you have this collection available, then feel free to pop a comment up and tell us where we can track it down. Because as we always say, the viewers who are watching this evening know that they can go to the Creative Expressions website, but they cannot purchase from it. It's full of inspiration, it's full of products, it will tell you everything you need to know about the product, it will give you all of the information you could possibly wish to know. It has idea galleries that are chock full of inspiration, lots we're going to look at this evening, but you cannot buy from it. There is a stockist list, you can click it, it will tell you about our stockists, but it won't tell you which ones have got which products because we are not Mystic Meg. So if we have stockists here with us this evening who know that in their stock rooms and on their shelves they have got some of this DL collection that we're going to be chatting about, this is your moment. Fill the comments, tell us that you've got it, and we will, of course, give you a shout out as we go through this evening. But if there are no stockists with us, do not fear, because I can tell you what Hobbymaker have and their offers and their prices. So you're not going to be left wondering. I can help a little bit. So let's start off with, let's do the main panels actually. Let's do the nesting shapes. I wasn't going to start there, but we're going to start there because really everything focuses around these. If you've not seen this collection before, then hopefully it will be an inspiring little evening for you. If you have seen it before, maybe you've got it, maybe you want to share with us what you've been creating with it, maybe you've got some questions, or maybe you would just like some fresh inspiration. We'll try and fit it all in this evening. So these are of course our mats and layers dies. Now if you've seen any of our videos before, any of our lives before, any of our TV shows before, there's a high chance you would have seen one of the elements from our mats and layers being used somewhere. Now these of course are part of a huge collection. We do them in squares, circles, octagons, hearts was our latest one, tags, ovals, the list goes on. There is lots and lots and lots of them available, and the reason we do this and the reason we keep adding to this collection is because of maybe you've got the heart die and you want to bring in the heart with that scalloped edge or with that pierced detail and cut it into a DL panel. Or maybe you want to take a DL panel and you want to cut that into the rectangles, so you've got a nice little window that opens, for instance. It just gives you all of those abilities to be able to play around with shapes and sizes, but actually have it all coordinating for you. And then within a collection, so within this set, not only do they of course mix and match between the other shapes, they mix and match within themselves. So for instance here we've got the scalloped with the pierced lines. The pierced lines are completely independent. They are not joined to that outside scallop. And by that I literally mean, I'm going to bring in the decal ones here, that is your decal edge, this is your stitch line. They're not attached. Most brands attach them. If you want that stitch separate, if you want to use that independently, or you want that panel without a stitch, it's coming with it. We don't do that. The stitch is separate. And the stitch isn't just separate so it means that you can choose whether you put it in or out of the decal. This stitch can also be taken and it can go into that scallop. It can be taken and it can go into that plain one. It can be taken and it can be added into that fluted, or it can go into the postage. And it means that all of the different options, all of the different lines between them can all interchange, and it gives you more freedom and ability to be creative with what you're working with. They also, of course, all match up to the plain set. So the plains, once again, can be used with the stitch, they can be used with the pierce, they can be used with the dash lines, but they can also be taken and layered on top of these decal edges, and you're still going to have those decal edges shown. It's not going to cover them. You've got the size down, so you still keep that decal edge. It also means that you've got the planes to go in and cut apertures in these panels. So for instance, and I'm going to bring in this card from up here, not one I was planning to share with you, but I've just spotted it out the corner of my eye, and I think it's a nice one to share with you. This is one I actually did for a magazine a little while ago, and it was using some of the Christmas items, but you can see that we've got the DL mats and layers here of the scallop with the pierced, and then I've used a smaller rectangle of the pierced line, and then in the middle I've used a plain one to cut it out to make that kind of post box slit, if you will, that runs down the card. Very clean and simple for me, not always a style I necessarily do overly well, but having that little peekaboo slit and then pop in a panel beneath that, and that is one of the panels we're going to be looking at in a moment, kind of works quite nicely. So if you've not seen these before, or maybe you have and you want to know a little bit more about them, that's what they're all about, that's how they look. These are the boards that we've created, sharing with you what you could be creating with them. So we've got fluted, we've got plain, we've got the scalloped and the pierced, and of course those pierced lines can just be cut into the card as a pierced element. They don't have to be used with an inside or an outside edge. We've got our postage and dashboard to give you an idea of what they're going to be looking like for you. And we've got our decor and our stitch, again, giving you that option to just cut in and stay in, or of course go inside the matching edges if you wish to. Now, if you'd like to go for that collection and you're looking at shopping with Hobby Maker, the recommended retail price for that bundle is $99.95. The offer price on a Hobby Maker is $79.99, and they currently have it available with free flexi pays of just $26.66. Now, Peter, did we have any stockists join us this evening? Is there anybody that we can give a little yell out and tell you to go and have a little look at for this collection as well? Because you might not want the whole bundle, you might just want some singles. Hobby Maker have the singles available as well. But if there is a stockist or two with us this evening, it would be lovely to give them a shout.
Yes, so Robin's with us even morning over in New Zealand, I think.
Good morning, I'm going to go with Robin.
Robin, Picture Stamps in New Zealand's got this range in stock, and they've put a link on there to their Facebook page.
Thank you very much, Robin. Very nice to have you with us.
Absolutely. I don't know what time it is in New Zealand currently. What do we think? I think we do this game every time.
We do this game every single time we talk to somebody in a different country. We always spend the next hour trying to work out what the timeline is there. We need a clock. We did mention this last time. We need clocks on the wall.
We do.
Clocks on the wall for Canada, America, New Zealand, Australia, all the different places our stockists are located.
Like that place in, was it in New York? Where's that? Yeah.
Somewhere in the world. Anybody else?
What am I thinking of?
With us?
And Craft Mania have got a comment on there too. And I'm sure there'll be some links popped in later probably.
Lovely. Okay, well, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. So then we're going to move on to our main panels. Now, these, of course, work in conjunction with those outside edges. So the outside edges can be used to take the main panel from the centres of these and cut them out. But actually, with each of these, we've also given you a frame element to them. And you're going to notice that each set has a different outside frame. So you can mix and match your outside frames between them. So there's more freedom to create straight out of the packet with these, as well as, of course, using them with that other set that we just looked at, all of your mats and layers set. And as you can see, there's multiples of these, so let's have a little look. We start off here with our Grand DL. So 3 dies in here, giving you one main panel that will stay in your card, an outside edge to trim it out if that's what you would like to do, and then that frame, and this one has a debossed oval running around it. We then move on to the Happy Birthday. Again, 3 dies in this one. We have our main panel, we have our outside edge, and then we've got our frame that runs round it, this time with a debossed line running inside it to give us a beautiful pattern. Then we have my favourite. This one's our Fretwork DL. Now this one again has 3 dies in the set. You've of course got that main panel, we've got an outside edge to trim it out, and then we have this kind of scalloped debossed frame running around this one. Then we move on to our flowers. Now these are the exotic florals. This one's a great one, and you're going to see this with quite a few of these actually, but I don't know why, but pictures you tend to imagine they're going to be used in one direction, where of course with this floral one you can use it in any which way you wish to. And that's great because maybe you're going to do a gatefold card and you don't want it to match up identically, so instead actually you can have one going one way, one going the other, and it works beautifully. This die has a bit of a party trick, and we're going to bring in some more shortly, and we'll talk about what that party trick is. But for the meantime, let's have a look at the next two. The next one is our DL. Oh, sorry, they're all DL. Oh, honestly, get my brain together. Our Dragonflies DL. So this one again has 3 dies within it. We've got our main panel for our Dragonflies, so we've got a plain outside edge, and then we've got our frame die, and this one has that beautiful, like, dot line, but it's debossed once again, so it's going to just go in, give us a beautiful debossed line dot running around inside that outside frame. And then lastly, we could never do a complete collection without thinking about our butterflies. So of course we've got the Butterflies DL panel, and this one again 3 dies, main panel, outside edge, and then frame. Frame this time has a wiggly line to it, and of course those frames can be used between all of them. And that's also again a really nice idea, because if you're going to do like a multi-fold card and you're going to have different panels overlapping, maybe you're going to do a butterfly, an ornate panel and a happy birthday, but you want something to join the 3 together. You want them to look like they're all from the same family. Using that outside edge on all 3 of them will give them that common effect, that common reason that they all join together. And I really like being able to give you the ability to do that, kind of uniforms and joins it all up. Now I mentioned that this exotic panel has a bit of a party trick to it, and I flashed these two at you. These two are your flowers and your leaves, and these coordinate with this set, especially the flowers, because the flowers will actually cut and layer over the top of the ones found within the panel. And we're going to do this in our demo hopefully, but it means that if you wish to take your background panel and add a different colour to it, you can cut the flower, layer it over the top and have it in a different colour, and it just works really nicely. And that can work brilliantly. So this bundle, if this is something you would like to go for, again, we'll chat hobby maker prices because we can, and it just gives us a good place for you to be able to go and have a little look at it. This set here, if you was to just be going for this element set, the kind of main set, if you will, of all of your pictures, this gives you your DL panels, of course, your flowers and your leaves. The recommended retail price of this set is $147.92. Your offer price for this is $124.99, and that's available on 4 FlexiPays at £31.24. Now, if your budget stretches to it, and you've just watched me waffle on about this for the last few minutes and thought, well, do you know what? I need this and I need this, then there is a bundle for you as well. So if you want to go for everything we've looked at, everything that we've looked at in the DL collection, you can go for the complete bundle. The recommended retail price for that is £247.87. You can get it for a staggering $189.99. That's giving you a saving of $57.88, if my maths are anywhere near right. That's huge. That's a huge... How did we ever approve that saving? That is a huge saving.
I blame you.
How do you blame me? That's huge. That's £58. That's like getting... Am I right in thinking these are $19.99 a set? Mm-hmm. That's like buying that and getting them free. I don't know how we've got away with that, but it's on there currently at that price, or it was an hour ago, so we're just going to talk about it, and we're going to hope that it's still there if you go to get it. But that would put you at $47.49 for your FlexiPays if you wanted to pay for it in 4 instalments. Now, once again, do check out your stockists, do talk to your favourite stockists. If you prefer to go to a stockist, then of course they can order them for you. They can get hold of these just as easily as us sending you to Hobby Maker. We are just talking about Hobby Maker this evening because of course it's a location we can send you to that has these right now and available for you. Now I'm just going to do some quick flashing of samples here because I know you've seen me talk about this before and I would like to share with you some more demos, but I also think it would be wrong to not flash a few samples at you as we've got them to hand, and it's nice for you to see them. If you have any questions about these as we're going through them, as always, yell and we will go through them. We will answer your questions for you. But it is nice to just give these a little airing once again. A little bit of inspiration. Any questions as we're going through these, Pete?
There are a couple of questions. My comments are frozen, so I had to go out and come back in, so I've missed some. Asking if you're going to be doing any more stained glass dies, please. But whether, yeah, so.
I've never really done stained glass dies, have I, to be honest? I tend to leave that to Sue.
Yeah, probably thinking of Sue and the flower ones, aren't they? But
what can I tell you about Sue? Is Sue working on any stained glass ones at the moment? I have a feeling there might be.
Wow, yes. She is, yes.
I have a feeling there is some coming.
And pretty ones, aren't there?
Oh, don't do that to me, because that was a stretch of the imagination to remember what was coming, let alone telling me they're pretty ones. Now I've got to give this even more thought. I've got to engage those little brain cells that are hidden away at the back of my head somewhere, haven't I? Because I don't remember. But I could remember there was something I'd seen stained glass recently. And Ood and Arda. Sue's got some amazing stuff coming, but we can see that from this Easter collection and the way you've all been loving that. Sue is on fire, literally. She is like, honestly, the stuff she's doing and the way she's doing it. As always, Sue's always been incredible, isn't she? We love Sue. I love the way Sue's mind works. Do you ever do that? Do you ever look at somebody and go, I'd like to just climb in your mind for a little while and see how you come up with these ideas and what you do and how you do it? I don't know, not in like a weird way, hopefully. I can hear Pete going, that was a bit weird. Because if you said that live, but you do, don't you? You kind of look at people and think, oh, how did they do that? And where did that idea come from? You know, there's got to be a process behind that. Sue's clever. She's a clever woman. Are you all reading Sue's blog at the moment? Are you keeping up with her blog? I know, again, her blog took a bit of a break. It is now back. If you haven't seen her blogs returned, it is certainly the place to go for all Sue inspiration. She is a dedicated blogger. She shares with you so much on that blog. There is literally loads going on there at the moment. Over the weekend, she was doing an awful lot of Easter posts with her new Easter collection. But there is literally posts most days, I believe, of all different inspiration from previous collections from Sue. And there is also 10 years of past posts that you can look back at. So absolutely loads of inspiration from Sue, past and present. If you would like to catch up with that, then search Sue Wilson blog on Google or check out Party Craft. I can never get this right. Party Craft blog. Oh, I'm going to have to get Pete to get us a link. I've done it now. I've confused myself. It happens. I've confused myself. If you'll hear somebody, give me a link. Pete ought to go find us one. But I've confused myself. Partycraft something. Partycraft blogspot. Partycraft. I'm going to go around in circles. You're just going to get the same words 8 times till I get there. We'll move on. We'll let Pete rescue that for. Okay, before we move on to demos, let's chat about a couple of other bits I need to tell you about. So competition. The competition currently running on the group, the Creative Expressions official group. There is 12 days left for you to enter. That is all. This is a short month. So if you're thinking I'm going to enter, get on with it because you ain't got long. And this, of course, is a hashtag Woodware. So it's your chance to share with us anything you've been making with the wonderful world of Woodware. So this, of course, covers stamps and stencils and dies and all of the Woodware products, old and new. All you have to do is share with us your creations using hashtag February. And then if you can, please pop on a little description of what you've used. It just makes our life so much easier. And especially mine, because it means Tracy doesn't wander around HQ going, they didn't put a description, and I don't know what this is, and I don't know what that is. Because you've got to remember, especially for the newer staff here in the building, if it's older Woodware, pre-us, owning Woodware, bringing you Woodware, it can be a bit of a question to try and find it. So if you can, little description would go a long, long way to help. Just the name of the stamp you've used, description of what it is, really, really helpful. Little description, hashtag February, picture of a card, job done. And then once they've been approved, you'll be entered in to win a £75 gift goodie baggy thing. Little goodie bag full of goodies. We like that, don't we? £75 worth. I picked the last winners. I think it was by over £75, if I'm honest. I got a bit carried away. But £75 is the benchmark that we have to make sure we've gone over. So £75 of goodies just for sharing a card, little description and a hashtag in it with February. If you haven't done that already, then please do, because we'd love to see what you've been creating with Woodware. What else do I need to tell you about? So the rest of the week, I'm going to tell you that before I forget. Thursday, Gwen is here, 7 PM stockist launch evening for the Easter collection. Very excited to see what Gwen's going to be up to with that little lot. So join us at 7 PM on Thursday. 10 AM, it is demo time at Craft Mania. It's going to be a day to remember because I will be there, Francoise will be there, and so will Gwen. And it is tricky when us three get together. It can be catastrophically funny. So if you are around, do join us at Craft Mania here in Great Yarmouth for the day. It'll go on from 10 till 4. It's free to join or attend, and it should hopefully be a really good day full of inspiration. There'll be lots of demos from lots of different collections. I think what am I doing? Shabby Chic. And
Is that the new extended version?
I had to think about it. And Gwen is going to be doing the window collection from Sue and the Easter collection, and Francoise will be looking at Norman's latest release. So there's lots going on, stamping, die cutting, a little bit of everything. Come and join that. And then while we're chatting demo days, I believe Gwen gave you the rundown the other day, but we was travelling so I didn't get to catch her. But I will give it to you again just in case you missed it. There's a lot of demos coming up. And I mean a lot of demos coming up. Poor Gwen, she is working her socks off. On the 27th and the 28th of February, she will be with the Stamp Hut at Sandown Racecourse. Correct place?
Of course.
Yeah. Sandown Racecourse for 2 days, Friday and Saturday. And I believe they are located just inside the door, so you can't miss her. And she will be demoing lots of different products, including Crafty Concoctions and Woodware and all sorts. So do, if you're going to Sandown, do hunt out Gwen, take a picture with her, say hello to her, have a little chit chat with her. She'd love to see you on the stall. Then, Saturday 14th of March, we're getting back together again, aren't we? Me, Francoise and Gwen are all going to be together in one place once again. That is if we haven't caused too much trouble this week. But if all goes to plan, 14th of March, we're going to Gwen's shop. I know, how exciting is that? So we're going to be in Saddleworth, and it isn't actually in her shop, it's in a hall near her shop, but there is an event page set up for this, so you can go read all about the address and postcode and all that lot, but it's in Saddleworth. So if you'd like to come and join us all there for that, that will be taking place on Saturday the 14th of March. And then lastly, and if you're keeping up with the geography of this and our poor Gwen's mileage, we've got our, where are we? We're bringing her down the country, we're bringing her up the country, then we're going back to the, not the top of the country obviously, but quite high up the country, and then we're going to bring her right the way back to the bottom again, because she's going back to Craft Bliss on Saturday the 28th of March. And I kind of point this out because I know there's a whole top bit that we don't quite cover yet. We're trying, we will get there as soon as we can, but it does hopefully give you a few locations throughout the country that will hopefully put some demos somewhere near where you guys are. So if you can meet us at Craftmania, the Stamp Hut, the Stamp Pad or Craft Bliss before now and the end of March, then of course there's going to be demos coming your way, which is all very, very exciting. Okay, talking of demos, I think I've read out everything I need to tell you about on my board before I forget it. Should we have a little play? Should we see what we can create? And as always, if you've got questions, drop them in and we will do our best to answer them for you. So the first card I thought we would do is actually one of my favourites from this collection. And it's really simple, it's not complicated, and I suppose that's actually one of the bits I love about it the most. Simple is always going to win with me. But it's not only that it's simple, it's that we sometimes go for the idea of a DL card or a DL die and think, oh, all I can make with that is DL cards. Oh, no, no, no. You can make whatever size card you want, whatever style of card you want, because that's the beauty of having dies where the outside edges are not attached. So if we bring in our dragonfly panel, for instance, you can see here that I haven't cleaned it. I couldn't see them. Honestly, that's a bit naughty, isn't it? I was on my black magnet. I thought I'd got all of the bits out of it. But oh no, there's a few in there. Should we give it a bit of a tap? I'm going to do it on my board. Excuse the bangs. Sorry. You shouldn't do that, but we're going to do it because it's quick. So there's no outside attached edge. That is your separate edge. This is your separate frame. That means that we can cut this into different places in different ways, build this up to create different effects. So we're going to bring in our magnetic plates. We're going to bring in our die and we're going to place that down over this side of the sheet. Now you can move your placement depending on the effect you want to create. I'm going to go with the left because I vaguely remember it's the left I want this to be on. It might turn out I've done it the wrong way around, but I don't think so. We're going to go with the left. And we're going to leave it kind of maybe a little bit further in from the edge because I want to leave it in such a place that I've got enough area here, this side of it, that I can put something. You don't have to, you can have these hanging off the edge, and I'll show you again a card where we've done that. I'll find it while this is going through. But for this card, I wanted there to be a bit of an edge to it. So we'll send that through. And I'll desperately try and find the card. Oh, here it is. This is the card I was going to find you without anything attached. So this one is flat up against the edge. It's actually over the edge and I've trimmed it down. So you can have them exposed. You know, if you're cutting into an actual card blank, you've got 300 GSM card going on here. It's not going to be the end of the world. It'll be nice and protected. But actually, it's kind of nice if we put a finishing touch, a bit of colour, a bit of pattern this side of it as well to try and tie our design together. So we'll take that one out of the way and we'll bring back in this panel. Now you, of course, can spend a lot more time doing this at home, but I am just going to lightly take this away from the die. No poking, no prodding, no nothing. And we're going to lift that up. Now there is our panel created. Now straight away, if you're doing a journal or a booklet or anything fancy along them lines and you wanted to, you could leave that, of course, as that panel. And doesn't that look actually like a really lovely window into a booklet behind it, into a journal, into an album, and you could use it in that format if you wish. If I had a guillotine, and I don't dare send Annika out again because he's going to get moody with me, I would trim this off with a guillotine. But as I seem to have lost my guillotine, we're going to do this with a pair of scissors. So all we're going to do is we're going to take away that top part, and we're going to take away this bottom part. I don't need this one, so when it goes really wonky, don't panic. We're not actually going to use it for this. And that gives us our page. So that gives us that connected panel. Doesn't that look cool? It's wonky, so it's not perfect, but it's cool because it gives us the look and it's not even a look, it's a reality, that this side panel is completely supported by that panel. Now, as I mentioned, and you might not want to do this, and it might be design dependent, because like here, and we're going to do it because I'm going to start it, but like here, if we was to trim down this edge, we're going to lose that swirl. And you might not want to lose that swirl because that might leave you a bit of a gap. So you might really prefer to keep this side. But I'm going to do it because it'll be interesting for you to see what I mean. So we can take that apart if we wanted. We can have that as its edge on its own. And you've just seen I've gone very against that edge quite neatly. We don't have to. We could say, well, actually, we're just going to have a small element instead. We're just going to have that part hang over the side. Maybe that's going to be a multi-page. Maybe, and this is the joy of me having bits done already, maybe we're actually going to put some vellum in between them and we're going to layer them and we're going to have them at different stages as literal pages in a booklet. And that's why the DL dies don't have attached edges, because it gives you that ability to go in and create different effects within them because if they're not attached, so you can create them, cut them into different panels, into different places. And it also means that, of course, for instance, you could say, well, actually, I want to extend that panel. I want to do more with that. I want to create a completely lacy background. So I'm going to bring in this flower and I'm going to marry that up with just a small join because of it. And I'm only leaving the join so that there's a point of reference to it. But you could then cut this one in. You could then go back to that dragonfly one and you could cut this back into this side if we hadn't cut that piece of card away, or if we'd done it the other way on an A4, and you could then have a nice screen card created with all three of these joined up, because that's what it's all about, is different ideas, different ways we can use them. You could, of course, if you prefer, and I know I'm just bombarding ideas here, but this is how my head works, we could also cut that into this side and actually have that as the front of the card, so you've kind of got dragonflies running down both sides of it, not necessarily complete dragonflies, just like we've got here, parts of on that side and parts of on this side, and using it in that format instead. Because this is what the dies can allow you to do. You can be as creative as my head is at this stage, going off on all of these different tangents. So we'll take that part out of the way, because we don't actually need that one, and we'll go off and find the pieces that we do need. So for this one, what I've done is I've taken a card blank, like so. Here we go. Card blank like so, and I've folded the front panel in half. Now I'm going to give you some measurements on this before I forget, because I have a memory like a fish. So we are looking at 4 under 8, so 7 3/4 by 7 1/4 approximately. But you can do this whatever size you want it to be. We're then going to bring in this panel that we created, and we're going to glue that onto that front area, so that we then create this hangover, this little effect where that fretwork panel is hanging over the edge. That's what this card is all about. Now, if you like white work cards, I can already see actually just doing this with some pearl card would work really nicely. You don't have to add colour behind it if you don't want to. You don't have to add any more into this. It could all just be layers of whites and vellums and glitters, and that would work very nicely. If you'd prefer to turn this into an easel card, you could put a piece of acetate behind this panel, so it's got a bit more body and structure to it, because obviously where that fretwork is a little bit more weak, shall we say. But if you was to put some acetate behind it, we could turn that into an easel card, and that would look really nice as well. But you would need that. You can see here it's starting to bow because there's no structure behind this because of the fretwork element. So a little bit of acetate behind there could work a treat to actually popping that up if you wanted to go in that way instead. We're then going to bring in some of our foundations card, because this isn't intended to be a white work card. This is intended to have a pop of colour. So we're going to go for our pink cotton foundations card, and we're going to place this on the inside. And we're going to leave this deliberately very plain, because behind that fretwork, when that's sat, or when it's standing, we want to see that colour come through. We want to see a pop. We want to see something resonating through underneath that card. And it is genuinely more about when it's standing, having that lovely pop come through from underneath it. We're then going to go to the front of the card, and we're going to bring in again some layers of that lovely pink cotton foundations card with white. And I've cut these down already, and these can yo-yo depending on the size of the card that you decided to go for and the area that you've left this side of that panel. But I've measured mine to make sure it matches up, and it just gives us that same effect going over the front. Now you could, of course, add in some pink to this inside panel as well, or you could add some white onto it like I have, so actually that's where they're going to write their sentiment, or you're going to write your message, or you're going to stamp your sentiment, whatever it may be that you wish to do. But it gives you that landing point to be able to put your details or your sentiment on the inside there. Then we'll close that over, and we go back to this little bit of real estate that we created over here. Do you remember when I said to you we wanted an area that we could add a little strip, something to just tie the colours together, finish that off, give it a bit of a professional finish? This is where we're going to bring in again a piece of white, what am I like, pink cotton, and we're going to place that over that edge. Just so that there's pink cotton on the edge, on the edge, on the insert, and on the very insert, tying everything together for us. And then we can go to the outside, and this is where we can add on a couple more details. So I'm going to go with my With Love, and I've got a little butterfly, and we'll talk about those in just a moment. I'll show you those as well. And on the finished card, we went very for the middle of that panel, but actually this time I think I'm going to bring it over. I've got some foam tape on the back, so I don't want it to go too far, but I felt it might be nicer if that kind of bridged the gap and went into that patterned area. Made it look like the butterfly's flown out from those flowers slightly and gone onto the side. And that little set there, the With Love and the butterfly, I'll share those with you as well, because you might like to know about them. That is, if I can find where I've put them. I remember where I've put them. They're not that far away. So the butterfly comes to us from the Elegant Butterfly set, JRCD0001. That was the very first die set we did as Jamie Rodgers Crafts. Literally, the very, very, very first die set. Nearly 2 years ago this year in June.
Yeah.
Yeah, so about 2 years ago right now, we was working on this set very nervously in anticipation of what will the world make of Jamie Rodgers Crafts, and will this work? How long till we go bankrupt? Will it work? Will it not work? What are we doing? Why did I leave my job, Pete? I can remember the conversations very, very clearly. But 2 years on, look at how we're doing. It's amazing. We're very lucky because you all support us a lot to actually make all this happen. But that's a bit soppy, and I'll stop there. But it is that die set that we've started with. So number one, and it's actually kind of nice to think 2 years on, you know, a lot of companies would have necessarily moved away from that, discontinued it, got rid of it, and kind of go on to butterfly die set number 7082. We're not like that. If we've bought you a die and it works and we're happy with it, why get rid of it? Why retire it and then move on to another one? If it's doing the job and it's ticking the box, let's stick with it and let's add more to that as a collection. And this is why you'll see that butterfly, especially like this one, you'll see that that design worked. We like that. So when we go on to these DL panels, you'll notice that the same butterfly shapes, the same patterns come back in this set because we're building that story. So we don't have to discontinue an item and retire it to bring you more inspiration with it, or more ideas with it, or more options for it. We can just carry on building that library and bringing you more stories to create with it. And we'd prefer to go that way with them. And then talking of things staying around, being built on, then of course you've got the sentiments as well. Now these, I've got two thinking of yous. This is what I went and did. That's no good. What one are we missing? Oh, honestly, I can't be left to do anything. There is a sixth one of these. I can't remember what it is, but there is six, and there are all with kind of interchangeable backgrounds, as you can see, and then sentiments on the top of them. So With Love, Get Well Soon, Just For You, Happy Birthday, Thinking of You. Come on, Pete, what's the sixth
Best
one?
Wishes.
I think it is Best Wishes. Gold star to Pete for that. But these all interchange perfectly, and these are ones I did in my original time with Creative Expressions, but we've once again bought them back in stock and they are now available. There is also 6 Christmas versions as well, and I mention that because the backing plates work quite nicely between these and the Christmas ones, and you can yo-yo between them to actually give you 12 different options for backing plates, all working together. So that is demo number 1. Any questions?
There's a few questions, but thank you to Emma and Gwen for being on it and replying to those.
Hang on a minute. What do we mean thank you to Emma and Gwen? Where were you? One job in the corner there to yell in the questions.
One was only a quick one just now, so you know. The other one was when my comments froze.
Any excuse.
But Penny does ask, even Penny Reeves, what is the piece that you have put the butterfly on? What die is it?
Oh, I have got it. It's not the one with the best wishes.
You're getting a gold star.
That is this one, Penny. So it's the one that comes with the get well soon. So it's your outside edge that comes with that one. This is what I'm on about with your different outside edges. Oh, that's thinking of you twice again. But these are your outside edges. And then you've got your separate sentiments. Now, not all of them necessarily interchange perfectly. For instance, Happy Birthday would be a bit of a struggle to fit it onto the just for you outside, but it gives you a bit of a rule of thumb of how you can sort of intermingle them and change them. So the one I was using is the one that comes with Get Well Soon, which is CEDJR105, if you would like to look for that one. And in the middle of it, I added the With Love, which is CEDJR104. Any other questions? Please don't hesitate to let us know. My question counter shouter outer might be sacked, but if he's not sacked, then he might actually tell us. Or if not, Gwen might rescue us and Emma might rescue us once again.
Well, Vicky's question, which Emma did answer. Thank you, Emma. It says, could you tell me what ink pad you use for both alcohol and watercolour pens, please? Emma's replied with a quick dry pigment ink pad, one of yours.
Correct.
There you go.
Good like that.
Start.
Correct. So Emma is very right. She is chatting about, where are they? Here they are. Quick dry pigment ink pads. So these are these ones. These are these ones. That's good English, isn't it? So these come in 6 colours. There is Black Panther. There is, I'll bring them over so you can see them. There is Piggy Pink. There is Squirrel Red, Chameleon Green, Blue Emperor, and Elephant Grey is the current colour selections in those pads. But very correct, you can colour them with alcohol markers and they do not bleed, and you can watercolour with them and they do not bleed, and they are pigmented, so you can heat emboss them if you wish to. So that means you can sprinkle on your powders and heat it with a heat gun. What are we chuckling at over there? I don't like it when you chuckle, it makes me nervous.
Emma's being not very nice to Barlow.
To Barlow.
To Deirdre.
To Barlow.
She says we're after your job, Pete.
Honestly, Emma, please come and rescue me. Team of one here. I don't know where I got him, but I do actually. I think I should possibly take him back.
No, you got rid of me.
I didn't part with him at all.
Aww.
Oh, stop a moment. Okay, are we ready for demo number 2, or are you going to find any of them questions?
Gwen says, no thanks, I'm too busy. Gwen.
What's she like?
Oh, I know.
She is a very busy woman.
She is a busy woman.
Very busy woman.
On her little journeys, her travels.
Yeah, up and down the country she is at the moment.
Gwen's UK tour.
Yeah.
Get her a little bus, wouldn't we? A little tour bus.
Did you see the little car we put on the graphic?
I did.
With little Gwen on tour and a Francoise on tour. They've got little coloured cars that they're kind of up and down the country. It's just a silly thing that I found funny. Okay, this is card number 2 that we're going to do for you. And this is because I like to just show you simple things to do. This isn't complicated. I've possibly shown it to you before, but if you've missed it, you've not seen it, it's something that I think is a really handy, quick technique that you can achieve and do easily. Whoever you are, whatever your ability is when it comes to colouring, and I say that as somebody who confesses weekly that their colouring ability is very, very poor. So what I've done is I've taken the die, I've cut it out of some white card. I'm going to bring in some alcohol markers. It doesn't have to be alcohol markers. It could be felts, it could be watercolour pencils, it could be whatever you want to colour with. But for me, it's going to be alcohol markers just because it's nice and quick. I'm going to work on black card because if I work on black card, I'm going to see if I miss any bits. If I miss this little bit here, I don't know how well you're going to see it on there, but if I miss it, I can see it, I can go back over it a lot quicker. If I was colouring onto white copy of paper, the white copy of paper would not show the whites, the areas I've missed, and also it would take on the colour of the ink that we're working with from the alcohol marker, and it would then end up as a coloured piece of card. Where this way, I can actually colour over that as much as I want, and it's still not going to distract my eye from what I'm colouring, and it just makes it easier for me to be able to see what I'm doing. So we're going to go in with a green first, and we're going to colour in all of the little bits I can see that are green. I'll probably miss half a dozen, but it's not vital. We will add a few smidges of colour. Very impressed nobody's asked for any hints from our trip to Frankfurt yet, Peter.
They haven't, have they?
They've been very well behaved this
very
evening.
good.
I expected quite a lot of bombardment for what's coming and what's going on and when do we see new products. You've been very, very, very well behaved. I am genuinely impressed. You know I can't tell you much without Pete getting in my grill. He does that, he gets a bit moody.
I do.
He does. If I tell you too much, I get the look from the left. So we're just adding in some colour. Nothing too complicated once again. Nice, simple, quick colouring. We might even add in a little bit of shading. We could go to town a little bit. Maybe we'll do some dots running up the petals like we did on the original. We don't have to if we don't want to, but we can, so we will. But nothing complicated, just some quick dots here and there. Oh, we've gone to dashes, not dots, but that's fine. And then this one we might say, well actually we had a grey body on the last one, but we're going to go for the dark rose on this one instead. And then we're going to go back to that lighter colour. Not that I'm colouring expert, but we're going to go back to that. And we're going to colour over the top and blend in what we've just been doing. Nothing complicated, just a little bit of blending to subdue that slightly. And I'm not worried if this looks amazing because we're going to detract the eye from it in just a second. Now alcohol inks, if you've not used them before, they will go on a little bit bolder, they will absorb in slightly, they will settle down, it will go slightly lighter. So we'll add on some colour where we need to and see what we've created. Now I'm not going to make you watch me do all of this because it's going to get boring quickly if it hasn't already, but that's what we would do. We would just carry on colouring till our heart's content and we're happy with what we have done. We would then go into something along the lines of one of these. Now these are two of our metallic inks, waxes. There are 6 of these available and I'm going to show you the bottoms of them. Because if you see the bottoms of them, you will see the colours. But there is, in short, a copper, a white, a pink, a gold, a blue and a silver. I'll give you the proper names in a second. But this can really change up what we create and how this looks from here on in. Because, of course, we could use something along the lines of the copper pot and go very vintage. We could team that with the blue, and which is actually called raindrop, and make some nice rusty kind of feels to this, kind of very vintage. Especially if we team it with the gold bullion. That little trio there is really lovely for that. We could go very soft and pink and delicate by using the Snow White and the Cherry Blossom. These are very, very lovely. And of course you could go slightly more metallic if you was to go for the Silver Star. So lots of choices here. And of course you could mix the different combinations. Silver and blue looks really lovely, for instance. I quite like the copper and the pink together. White and gold would also be a nice combo too. So loads of ways you can interchange those. It doesn't have to be the two that I'm going to go for today. But for this demo, because these are the first ones I found in the drawer, being honest with you, we're going to go with gold and we're going to go with pink. And we're going to do some of the pink over the butterfly because I thought that might be nice. I might even get fingered auber. I'm going to get fingered auber. How posh am I with my little fingered aubers? Ooh. And we're going to take some of this off on the edge here of the gold, on the black card, sorry. But we're going to take the pink and we're going to put it over the top of that butterfly. Now what the wax is going to do is it's going to add on that waxy pearlescence, and it should hopefully just detract your eye a bit from my terrible colouring and blending and give our butterfly a bit of a pearlescent finish, which is all I want it to do. I just want to give it a finish that isn't me, as in my colouring, my effect that I did. And this will just make the light bounce off of it slightly. It'll give it a soft hue and that pearly finish. I'm then going to go into the gold, and if I was doing this normally, I'd use a different finger dauber, so I'm not contaminating them. But for speed, save me finding another finger dauber, we'll go in for the gold, and we'll add the gold over the top of the green. Just because we've got the pink going over the red, it'll be nice if we have that golden hue going over the top of the green instead. Now you might notice that what I'm doing here, by keeping the die cut in one place, is actually stenciling through into the background of this panel as well. So we're going to do a bit more of this, even over areas I've not coloured, because it won't hurt for me to share this with you. Because a die cut is of course a die cut, and it's the die cut element we want to use. But we can use a die cut as a stencil as well. So we'll go over the rest of this just down the bottom here. We're not going to do all of it, but we'll just do this bottom bit. And we'll go up here to these leaves, because we're doing the gold over the top of the green. Oh, we're going to do all of it while we're here. We might as well. It's going to look much more impressive if we do all of it. And I have moved it a little bit because I wasn't aiming to do this, but it's nice to show it to you while we're here. Oh, got a little leaf on the run there. See if we can flatten that out. There we go. And we'll have a little look at what we've created underneath. Now this isn't perfect, wasn't intended to be, wasn't even aiming to do this, but isn't it nice to show you how we can stencil through this to create a different effect behind it if we wish to. Now that might just be the starting point, we might do more with it, we might die cut from it, we might add more colour to it, we might mist over the top of it. There's all different things we could do to that as it is, but it's kind of nice to see that that wax that would have normally gone onto a piece of copy paper and potentially ended up in the bin has actually created quite a nice effect here. Now I don't like that extra bit of gold there, so I might try and blend that bit out slightly. But that could be where we add our sentiment. That could still be a very usable panel if that's what we wanted to do with it. But this isn't the bit we was heading for. It is of course this panel. And we're going to give you a little lift and we're going to give you a little wiggle in the hope that you can see what that looks like. So can you see the shimmer on this? I don't know if you're going to. I'm going out on a limb here in the hope you're going to. We'll try and direct it to the light slightly so you can see that shimmer coming across. But it just gives you a nice soft finish. Anyway, in short, here's one I did earlier. True Blue Peter style. And what we're going to do with this one is we're going to build it up on our card. So I'm going to choose the colours from which I've been colouring with to be the colours that we're going to use. So card size wise, we are looking at just over 9 inches by 4 3/4 to give you a guide. We're going to bring in a piece of our iris card. Now this again is one of the foundations card range. And we are going to put this down flat. Gwen's recommending somebody watches the CC. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
No, that was just in reference to Penny was asking, she said she can't hear too well.
Oh, bless you. Oh,
is there a way of seeing on screen what you're saying?
Oh, I interpret very dodgily. I warn you now, Penny. I think I'm talking...
Some very random words appear sometimes, isn't there? But Gwen's just suggested how to turn subtitles on.
Thank you, Gwen.
Quite nice.
See, once again, Gwen rescued you. Where was your bit of advice?
No. I think
Where was you, Peter?
Gwenny's after that job. She wants a world
She's
tour.
got the job. She's got the job.
She's after the world tour, of which Emma wants to come on as well. So
the world tour? Do you think we're Aerosmith or something?
I don't know.
Who's going on the... I feel like I've missed a conversation. Have I missed a meeting?
I presume you're invited as well.
Oh, I don't know. I might not be.
Those little cars are them going on their little road tour, see?
Okay, yes.
And me little bus trip suggestion. Let's jump to a world tour.
When did you suggest a bus?
Earlier.
Did I miss it? Was it a comment or did you say it?
No, I think I said it.
I must have blocked that out through fear.
Change the subject, Judy, lovely Judy from Colorado. Give us some hints on all you brought back from the conference.
Oh,
she's naughty.
Oh, Judy, I can find where I'm getting it. It's all on my finger. What hints can we give, Pete? Whatever I say, I'm going to get in trouble. So I'm gonna stay quiet, Pete. Go on. What sneakies are you going to give away?
Maybe some new brands.
Oh, that's a big one, that is.
Is it new brand?
Oh, that's a very big
New
clue.
brand. New brand. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now.
You're going to shut up now.
Is it too much?
I could
New
go one
goodies
step
on the
further.
right. Oh, here we go. Look at the grin. He can get away with it.
I don't know if I can. I'll duck. If I see something coming out my eye, I'll duck. Pete mentioned new brands. I'm going to change that to new brand so that, you know, the bar isn't too highly set. But new brand. I wonder where you're going to be next Monday at 7. Be where you are right now. Because if you're here next Monday, we might have to talk about one of the new brands that might be here. And we might be able to show you a little bit about it. And I'm going to be honest with you, because I always am, genuinely. I think it's a very strong and important thing. Including if I stab myself with a pin, I'll admit it. Oh, blood, that was good. Today, I've been making cards with the new brand and other projects. What did we work out I did today?
15.
15 cards or projects. I'm going to change that to projects. 15 projects from about 10 a.m. till 5 p.m.
Yeah.
So we did about 15 today. That's not a record. Sometimes I can do a lot more than that. But about 15 different projects was made today. So they can be relatively quick if you want them to be. They're very, very lovely. I think any paper crafter is going to be excited about this brand. I might be wrong, but I think there's something for everybody. And that's all I'm going to say because I'm going to get yelled at. But yeah, next Monday, 7 p.m, we will be sneaky in that collection before telling you about TV dates for it. But you won't have to wait too long. So yeah, next Monday's the first thing we can tell you about that's come in already from Frankfurt. But there's lots coming. Lots and lots and lots of stuff, isn't there? It was a very good trip, very much well worth it. We met with a lot of people. We had a lot of meetings. We've got a lot of things that need to be ironed out. Obviously, we went away straight after it. So we've kind of had a few days where we did continue working. We never really, really stopped, if I'm being honest. So there was a few bits going back and forth, even while we were kind of off on holiday as such. But there's genuinely, I think, hopefully, some very exciting things coming. Now, as I told you before we went, a lot of stuff takes time. This one that's here now, and this is a bit of a different thing because it's a brand that we're going to be stocking and distributing. So we'll be sending it out to our stockist stores, we'll be taking it on TV, bits like that. That means that artwork's been done, that product's been created, that brand behind it has already made it, it's manufactured, it's here, it's ready. We just have to get it from wherever in the world that brand is to us. And this one was in Europe, so it was kind of quite quick in the grand scheme of things. If we go to the other side of Frankfurt, and a lot of what we're kind of excited about, as well as what we can bring you in the kind of distribution side of things, is when we're talking about creating new products and making new products and designing new products and opening doors to things that we've not necessarily done before. That takes a lot longer. We have to do prototypes and designs and packaging and samples and on all of that lot. And then we have to ship it here. So when we're talking about brand new products under our brands as such, then you're probably going to be looking to, where are we now? We're in close to March, aren't we? So you're possibly looking, where do we reckon, August, September?
Yeah.
Before we'd start going, this is a product that comes to us from Frankfurt in that respect. So we've got a little bit of a way to go before I'm going to tell you too much. But there was certainly a lot of exciting things that I'm excited to talk about with the team. We're very lucky we get to, of course, spend time this week with Francoise and Gwen. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing their takes on some of the things that me and Pete have been very excited about. And just to give you little glimpses, I can't tell you everything, but we got so many catalogues. And I know that's an old school thing to talk about, but catalogues are still a big thing in our industry. We got so many catalogues from different suppliers and different manufacturers. We had to shuffle them round on the airport floor into different suitcases, so they would take our suitcases because we were over our weight limit, and we'd purposely taken extra suitcases just in case this happened. And we still sat there with kind of all of these books out on the floor. And I ended up with some in my hand. I'm going off on a right tangent here. Sorry if you're here for demos. I'm just waffling rubbish, really. But we went through security. I always get searched in security. You can watch it from a mile away. I always get searched. And on the way out, I'd got searched because I literally always get searched. Doesn't matter where we go, always get searched. And we'd gone out on the way out, and I'd gone through the metal detectors, and they, as they do, called me over to one side. My passport must be marked. And they told me to put my hands out, and they swiped my hands with this little white cloth, and then they swiped the tops of my shoes. And they've done this before, and I've never asked before, usually nervous that they're going to find something or tell me about something or, you know, question me further. But they did this, and I thought, I'm going to have to ask what they're looking for. I expected drugs. I don't know why. I thought maybe drugs. I said to him, what is it you're searching for? He said, explosives. I was like, oh! Luckily, obviously, nothing on me. I was all good, thank you. But it still doesn't ever stop me getting searched. Anyway, going back, long story, sorry. Juggling all the catalogues, we had to put some into my hand luggage. That was the thing that got me searched coming back this time. They found all the catalogues in the like scanny thing that it went through, and a lot of them had got different materials in them, being craft catalogues with samples and bits, and that raised a red flag. So off I went and searched through my bags, middle of the airport as they do, and was wafting these catalogues left, right and centre, opening them up to all of the sample pages with all different materials and bits on them, and kind of questioned me as to where we'd been and what we'd been up to. But yeah, anytime you go for airport security, it will be me that is checked. It always is. Every time, without fail, isn't it, Pete? Doesn't matter where we go in the world, doesn't matter what we're going there for, it is always me that gets checked. I just must have one of them faces where they think, here's the one. We even, at Christmas, this is a fun, I promise we will do another demo. At Christmas, we had connecting flights. So we got off of a plane at the airport in Amsterdam. Yeah. We literally walked off the plane, walked through the terminal, and had to get onto another plane. In the middle of this terminal, bearing in mind we didn't have to go for any security checks because we'd already done all the security checks. We was inside the terminal. They still see us walking through the terminal and pulled us off to go for a separate random search. This face, I'm telling you, must say guilty. There's a problem. Okay, enough confessions about me and my searching, because if you know, you're going to all think I'm proper dodgy. Let's chat about these cards we've made, and we'll fit in a third one if Pete agrees that we've still got time. But I do want to give these two away, because I haven't yet asked you our question of the evening. The question of the evening with Easter in mind. Gwenny's going to be chatting to you about Easter on Thursday. So I said to Pete, what question are we going to ask this evening to give away the cards? He says, straight off the bat, let's ask them what their favourite type of chocolate is. So do you like milk chocolate, white chocolate or dark chocolate? Confessions in the comments, and Pete will pick one winner to win the cards we have made this evening. So milk chocolate, white chocolate or dark chocolate. What is your fancy? And Pete will pick a winner to win the cards we've made this evening. Shall we do the third one? Let's see if we can fit this one in. This one's a quickie. We'll see what we can do with this one. So we're going to use our lovely flower panel. And I just wanted to do this really because we often talk about these matching up and marrying up, but we never really show you. So this is a nice, quick, simple card to create. Nothing complicated as always, but a nice, simple one to work with. And I do want to highlight as well the cutting out of the edges, because it's something we haven't really spoke about. We tell you that all of the dies interchange and you can use them together or you can use them separately. But again, we never really actually show you, or I never really show you. I'm too busy waffling on about my confessions of searches. So let's go on and find the dies and then chat to you a little bit about that. So for instance, on this card, we have used the postage edge die. So this of course is from the postage set. We're going to bring in one of the panels, and it doesn't matter which panel we look at. So let's bring in this one. This is one of my favourites. This is that lovely ornate one. So we're going to bring that in and we're going to place it on the centre. And then it's down to you, and it will depend on which ones you're using, but I'm pretty confident we could fit in a patterned edge around that if we wanted to. I didn't for this one. I left out the stitching, the pierce, the details. But if you want to, you can of course add that into there as well, and you can then send that through your machine. Now I can see lots of people are giving us chocolate related answers, and that is your question to win the cards this evening. But while you're typing away in the comments, just mostly so I can check it isn't just me, although I have a feeling you're going to tell me it is. Does anybody else constantly get searched at the airport? Does anybody else have any search-related stories, any other airport stories they wish to confess? I would love to know if it is just me, is it just random, is it just luck, or have I genuinely got that face that says, guilty, we must search? Tell me in the comments. Pete never gets picked on. He sails through pretty hard. Oh, although he did this time actually, didn't he? That was funny.
Was it?
It was funny. I will tell you about this. I really shouldn't tell you all of this, should I? In the airport we was in, we got separated into two different queue lines to go through the bag checky bit. So I went off on the right. I'm watching my bags go through the scanner. I see them getting very kind of questioning. They weren't overly polite, I'm going to be honest, and more the people in front of me. It was very, who's done this and what's gone on here? So I'm over this side paying very much attention to my scanner and my queue and where my bags are going, because they've been fed off to the queue of about 20 bags that we're all in trouble because we've all done something wrong. Most of them were liquids, I was catalogues. When I turned around, Peter is also stood there watching his bags go off into being checked, because of what we hadn't really give much thought to is we'd made Pete's hand luggage the one with all of the electronics in it, and they found it slightly bizarre why Pete was carrying a laptop, 2 iPads and 2 mobile phones, and they had questions about Pete. So he did also get checked this time, but that is rare, isn't it?
It is.
I can't remember out of any trips anywhere the last time you got checked. So I think I do keep the crown for that.
Sheila just says you need to give your hand luggage to me in future.
Well,
He pretty
gave
much
him me
does.
laptop,
He
iPad,
pretty much does.
and that was
Sheila.
it.
I'm like a donkey.
Like a donkey.
Carrying all the bags.
There are no words. There are no words. Just no words for this.
Anyway, change the subject. Sue Hawes says vegan galaxy.
Oh,
No, they did a vegan one.
Nor did I.
No. Is that an egg or is that just chocolate?
I don't know.
No.
I think I need to find out more though.
Making me very hungry.
Has anybody come up with anything like unpredictable about that?
I don't know,
Anything other than kind of milk dark, white? Have we missed
Mary's
any
gone
of the
all
chocolate?
exotic.
What's Mary come up
Mary,
with?
lovely Mary from Bedford. She says Dubai chocolate can't be beaten. Do you know I still haven't tried that?
I was going to say I haven't tried that.
Well, it's nutty. You haven't had
Is
nut.
it?
Yeah. you
No, I
have
didn't even
nutty.
know that. No, I don't want that.
Don't want
They can
that.
keep that.
Maureen, where's me Maureen? So many comments on here. Maureen, I see your other comment. Yes, I believe you were one of the winners. I haven't received an email from you. If you want to try again, email address is jamierodgerscrafts@hotmail.com. Or if you want to, private message Jamie possibly, we'll get them cards sent out. We've still got them here, so they're sitting waiting with your name on them. But anyway, she says milk chocolate, preferably Lindt.
Lint's good.
I like them truffles.
Confession 7000 of the evening. I might have finished my Lindt advent calendar yesterday.
Oh, you didn't tell me that one.
No, I was in the
Snuck
office
them last
here,
ones in.
and I didn't know. I'd forgot I'd put it in a drawer at Christmas, and I went in the drawer and I was like, oh. So that was
What were you like?
devoured.
Oh.
Oh. You're not helping me here. I'm trying to line up my flour. I've got to get it the right way around. We can't go sending it out all dodgy. So Maureen, what have you conned from Maureen? Why haven't you?
She won
Send
the
Maureen.
giveaway at the end of January, I think it was, for your cards.
Okay.
But we haven't received an email through. I do check through the junk every
Did you?
other day,
You're meant
so
to
I do.
read the comments, and you haven't been doing that very successfully this
Well.
evening, Maureen. So it could just be Pete.
But we haven't sold them off on the market. We do still
Sold
have,
them off on the market.
do still
I
have
don't know
them
if anyone's
here.
going to buy them on the
I
market.
might do. I might
This is-
exchange them for an egg or something. So-
There we go. I got there eventually. If you're watching me twist this, I did get there. It does match perfectly. I just had to get it right. Round and round it went. More thinking about what market Pete's going to try and sell my cards on, honestly.
Pay for my next trip. I've got to pay for that road trip, haven't I? Global.
I don't
don't
know if my cards are going to reach enough to play for your Aerosmith style road trip for 10. We can try, but I don't think so. I don't know if that's going to work. Okay, so onto our card. We have taken some of the Pearl card. So we are using Pearl Rose Glow. You will also see the Pearl Steel being used and the Pearl Vanilla, all from the Foundations range. These are 230 GSM across the board, and there are 10 sheets in each packet. So we're going to take those out of the way, and we're going to concentrate on this card being the Pearl Rose Glow as our layer that's already appeared here. And then we're going to bring that in and we're going to place that with a piece of Silver Mirri. We're using Silver Mirri because it's going to match into the Silver Mirri of the flowers that we've just attached to the top of that panel, trying to keep everything uniform. Onto the panel itself, I've used some 1mm foam tape on the reverse so that we have that frame running around the back here of the 1mm, just to give a bit of height difference between the top and the bottom. And we're going to check that the card is opening the right way. And we're going to put that flower up that top corner, just so we've got enough room down the bottom here that we can add in our sentiment. Now our sentiment this time, we are going to use the With Love, and we're going to use that with the banner, and that's going to come in and go across the centre there. And I'll share them with you just once more so you know which one I've used for that one. That is all one set, CED JR104. For the flowers, we've used the Exotic Florals, which is JRCD0180, and we've teamed that, of course, with the Exotic Floral DL, which is JRCD0176. And we use those with the postage from the DL Mats and Layers, and the postage ones are nestled away here somewhere. That's this set, which is JRCD0171. Did we have any confessions of any searches at the airport, Peter? Or am I going to have to start taking this as very personally just me?
No, there's a few here.
Oh, good.
Emma, I'll get to yours in a minute, Emma. That just is quite funny.
Emma confessing?
Who had... there's got so many comments. Thank you for all your comments. Lots of things on here. Where's Emma's? Someone who had the I was looking for oh, here we are. It was Kathleen. She got searched and asked why she had several piercing tools and picot scissors.
Oh,
tried to explain I was a parchment crafter.
Oh,
she didn't say how it went down, whether they confiscated them or not.
I was going to say, were they happy about this? Did they let you on? Did they take them all away? You're going to have to tell us more. They get very angry now over a bottle of water. I can't imagine they'd be happy with scissors.
Have you seen the price of a bottle of water at the airport? And then they take it away from you. That's another couple of cards I've got to sell. Emma, she says, I once packed a fly zapper bat in my hold luggage and realised after checking it that I had left it switched on so it could spark in my luggage. It triggered a bit of a situation as they had to urgently track it before it boarded the plane. In brackets, I got told off.
Is that our Emma?
It is our Emma.
Oh, Emma.
Should we confess it's our Emma?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if we want to own an Emma that sent that into a plane. I don't know. We might have to rethink our Emmas. Not at all. These things are so easily done though, aren't they? It's so easy to just kind of not overly think and think you're going to get away with it.
Well, I do remember.
Not even get away with it. That sounds as if there's some sort of intent to it, but kind of just forget that what you've got in your bag.
I remember we went to I think it was heading to America years ago, 6, 7, 8 years ago. And had my coat on. Obviously, been wearing it for work. There was a screwdriver in the pocket.
I forgot that
and I'm like, why have I was like, I've got a screwdriver. Here I am at the...
See, we are good,
aren't we? You can have it. It's not a problem. I wasn't going to do anything with it.
I totally forgot about that. You did, didn't you?
I just thought of it. Do you remember?
I do remember.
It's a
I do remember that completely, watching you be pulled over to one side, and then they were like, what have you got? Do you know what you're carrying? And you were like, no. And then they're like in your pocket. And you pulled out this screw. That was hilarious. Yeah, sorry. Probably had to be there. But it was, yeah. It wasn't good. No wonder we're flagged. Maybe they put it on the wrong passport.
Yeah.
Maybe they decided that was me.
High risk.
High risk. High risk is about right, isn't it? So no, we shouldn't talk about all this, especially live. It probably isn't helping our case, is it? So okay, I wasn't going to do another one, but we kind of have just got carried away. So while we're doing this, we are going to use the steel. We're going to use that lovely rose glow again. This time we're bringing in the deckled from the Mats and Layers. And then I've also used the deckled, and this time we have used it with that lovely ornate panel. I love this panel so much because it really is a full-on panel that can be created very simply. You can use it in any direction and it can truly be for any occasion. If you wanted to turn it into a Christmas card, it would work very nicely. If you want to build it up with some flowers for Easter, it could work. It could be anything. But yet it's ornate and it's pretty. So to me, it really is one of those panels that just works and works and works. Also looks very nice if you was to put some patterns under it, so like your fancy backgrounds. If you've done something with enchanted sprinkles perhaps, that's going to be really nice to kind of come through from underneath it. Here you can see it looks really lovely with Miri card under it, because that little peak of light coming through from under there works really nicely. You can also quite easily build up on that top panel to give it a completely different look. So if you don't wish to have it with those three ornate circles kind of sharing that pattern, then here is another Christmas card, but this time having it built up on top of instead. And then you might notice around the edge there is kind of this chain link of embossed circles in a debossed chain. They're really good at spacing out your crystals or your diamantes or your dotty stuff if you wanted to actually make a really nice pattern around it. So yeah, that to me, that one's got a couple of tricks up its sleeve, and it really can look very different depending on what you want to do with it, and it just works nicely in these kind of ways. And again, of course, could be portrait or landscape. Actually, I'm even saying that, I'm thinking about it, I think we might change this one just to demonstrate that. I think we might go portrait instead of landscape. Obviously the original was portrait, so let's go landscape. Portrait, here I am, I'm doing it again, confusing myself. I never know the difference between them if I have to think about it too much. It does bamboozle my little mind. And then on this one we're going to add the happy birthday running across the top of it as well. So a little bit of happy birthday, a little bit of glue on that one, and we're going to place that running through that banner in the middle. A fly zapper, that is one to beat though, isn't it? We haven't tried to take a fly zapper onto a plane yet. Honestly, what we like, eh? Just shows we're not alone. At least we're not completely alone. Okay, that is demo number 4. Very, very simple, very, very easy. As you can see, we didn't really give too much thought to that one. We've just kind of popped it together. But it gives you a glimpse at what you could be creating with these panels. If you've not seen them before, hopefully that gives you a bit of inspiration on what you could be achieving with them. Once again, just to recap them, because it's nice to recap them in case you've just joined us late or fast forwarded. I wouldn't blame you. It would make you escape a lot of our chit chat. But this is the collection we've been having a little look at. These, of course, are the DL collections that we're featuring this evening. And you can buy just the mats and layers if you would like to. These are available from lots of stockists. But we're going to tell you about our hobby maker location to get these, because I can tell you about prices and I can tell you about FlexiPay. So if you wanted to just go for these on Hobby Maker, this is your mats and layers collection. You're going to get all 5 of them in a set. They should be £99.95. The offer price for the set on screen at the moment is £79.99. You can have them on free FlexiPays for £26.66, but that's just that element. How about if we was to bring in the rest of the collection as well? So this is where all of your fancy panels come in. You've got your dragonflies, you've got that lovely ornate one, you've got the happy birthday, you've got the fretwork, you've got the butterfly, you've got the exotic flower, you've got the exotic flower blooms, and the foliage. If you wanted to go for everything that's on your screen right now, I know you can't see it all clearly, but all of the bits I've just laid down in front of you, the recommended retail price for that set would be £247.87. They have it on a staggering offer at the moment of only £189.99, saving you £57.88. I think I made it earlier. And you can, if you wish to, you can of course purchase it outright for £189.99, but you can break it down into 4 interest-free payments for £47.49 if you would prefer to. If you're looking at this lot and thinking, well, that's just too much and I don't need those deckel edges and all those extra edges, I don't need this part of that bundle, let's get rid of those, we don't need those, I want the panels, I want the flowers, I want the foliage. We don't blame you, that's a lovely place to go as well. There is of course a bundle for you with that set. That set should be £147.92. Your offer price on that lot is £124.99, and you can have that on 4 interest-free payments at £31.24. Now I'm trying to do some quick maths here, which is never good. If I was to buy these as separate bundles, and I should have done this before we went live, Peter, that's £79.99 and £124.99. That's going to cost me £205, isn't it? Oh, I'm getting a nod from the left. I think we're on the right track, approximately. Yeah. So actually, by buying the two together, I'm saving another £15, aren't I?
You get the flower for free by theory.
I like that. So there is a good incentive to go for everything in one bundle, but there are them other options if you prefer. And of course, you can go for them individually. You don't have to go for the whole lot at all. They are all on there separately. And of course, although we're chatting Hobby Maker, and we'll always tell you about Hobby Maker, they are one of our partners in this kind of fun world that we exist in. Of course, we have our stockists who are also very dedicated partners to us too, and we couldn't survive without them, so we will always urge you to check with your stockists too. But it's a lot harder for us to tell you every individual price that every stockist known to man. So instead, we'll just go for Hobby Maker today, and we'll let you do a little bit of searching if you would like to. Now, as I mentioned earlier, then of course, picture stamps, which are located in New Zealand, are with us this evening. So if you are looking for these internationally as well, do check out our international stockists. But of course, there is lots of options around the world for you to be able to get hold of these. If you struggle at all, then do let us know. If you would like to know more details, pop onto the Creative Expressions website and have a little look under the stockist list, where you will find, obviously, them all listed. So it will tell you more about them that way too. Do we have any questions before we leave these lovely people in peace this evening?
No, I don't think so. No.
Good. Okay, little recaps of information for you. Of course, Easter Collection by Sue Wilson launches tomorrow morning at 10 AM, and you will find that at Craft Bliss, the Craft Box, Into Craft, Craft Mania and Hobby Maker. And if you can be back here 7 PM on Thursday, Gwen will be here with lots of inspiration, and she's probably going to be very excited because she does love a demo day, and she will be eagerly getting ready to hop in the car Friday morning and head down to see us here at Craft Mania for our demo day, which will be taking place at Craft Mania in Great Yarmouth from 10 till 4 on the Saturday. And there will be myself, Gwen and Francoise in place doing lots and lots of demos for you. So if you're around and you're free, we would love to see you at Craft Mania. Don't forget lots of other upcoming demo days as well. 27th and 28th of February, the Stamp Hut will be at Sandown, and Gwen will be in place with lots of inspiration there. On Saturday the 14th of March, myself, Gwen and Francoise are heading to Gwen's store, which is the Stamp Pad in Saddleworth, and that's going to be held, I believe it's in the Village Hall, isn't it?
I had a feeling you said it was over the road from her shop.
All over the road. Okay, check out the event page. It will tell you more details about them, so trust in my memory. But either way, if you're in the Saddleworth area or willing to come for a little bit of a jolly, do come and join us on Saturday the 14th of March. I can't wait to be there. I love coming out to see Gwen and her store and that little part of the world. It's like being in Emmerdale. I love it. So I'm really looking forward to that. So if you can, come and join us there as well. And then of course at the end of March, March 28th, Gwen will be at Craft Bliss in Poole.
Correct. Gold Star.
Gold Star. March 28th, she'll be at Craft Bliss, and there'll be a demo day there for you as well. And I think that is all of the information I have to tell you. Oh, I know what I haven't told you. Let me clear my desk quickly. I nearly forgot, and I'll get in trouble if I forget. Let's bring this in quickly, and then I promise, Peter, pick your winner while I'm doing this. This is Die of the Week this week. If you haven't already seen it being posted today, posts went live at 9 a.m. this morning. This is one of my dies. It's our circles mandala background. It's part of the Pierced collection, and it's one of the dies I did with Creative Expressions. The recommended retail price for this is $15.99. Because it is a die of the week, check out your favourite stockists. You might find it on offer, maybe for as much as 20% off RRP. I'm not allowed to show you every sample because Tracy will get angry with me, but I am going to bring in a few to give you a little glimpse at what is going to be being shared with you throughout the week. Every day at 9 p.m. a different creation will be shared to give you some inspiration on what you could be creating with this die set, whether you choose to use it as a cutout, use it as a pattern, use it as a background, use it as a builder, use it as a page in a little album by the looks of this one. I bet this is Sharon. Sharon does love a calendar. That's cool though, isn't it? How lovely is that as a little hanger with a calendar on the bottom? They could easily be pages in a little journal, anything along those lines. Are a nice size to work with. The actual die, to give you a glimpse at the size of that, is 4.7 by 4.7 inches. So it's a nice size, 2 dies in the set, main panel and outside decor edge. Whereas again, check out your favourite stockists to find out if they have that available and if, of course, it is on offer. Recommended retail price, once again, is $15.99. Product code, if you would like to search for it, is CEDJR071. Any questions, as always, let us know in the comments. We'll do our best to answer them for you. Now, Peter, do you have a winner to hand already? They're going to get 4 cards tonight.
4 cards.
4 cards.
Good.
I like that.
I do have a winner. I do. Maureen's just popped a message. Maureen, I don't have your email as yet. I'm really sorry. I've just checked. So, sorry, Maureen. If you want to pop us another email, it's jamierodgers, RODGERS, crafts @hotmail.com.
Can you write that in the comments for her?
I can, indeed.
Just in case, and then she can copy and paste it into her email.
Absolutely, no problem at all. I've lost where it's all this chocolate talk. Lots of chocolate talk.
Is there? We like chocolate talk.
So yes, thank you for all your comments and joining in. Our winner this evening is, we've got eager pressing me button there, didn't I? So the winner is this evening Kim Pike. Congratulations, Kim. If you want to drop us an email to jamierodgerscrafts@hotmail.com, let us know if you want your cards signed or not. We'll get them popped in the post for you. So thank you all for, commenting favourite chocolates. She'll have any type of chocolate. She's like me.
Any
chocolate.
Any chocolate. Yeah. Any. I like that.
Yeah,
we're not
right.
picky. I am. Pete's not. Don't like dark milk. I'm there for
dark chocolate.
Don't like dark chocolate. No. Oh no. If it's got around after 8, then we're talking. That's about it. Isn't it? Really. Maureen, if Pete doesn't reply to your email by this evening, by the end of tonight, let's say, he'll keep an eye on it and he'll try his best to answer it this evening. If he doesn't answer, it means it hasn't come through. If you don't mind, pop onto Messenger on the Jamie Rodgers Crafts Facebook page and just send us a message on there as well with your details if he hasn't replied to your email. I just don't want you being missed or forgot or not in contact. So please don't hesitate to get to us in that format as well. But I will get Pete to pop that email address in the comments for you too, so you've got it, so you can literally highlight it and copy and paste it into your email browser just in case, or email send box, I suppose, just in case there's any problems there. I'm sure there isn't, but it's just nice to double check. It might just be a little spanner in the works somewhere along the lines, but I don't want you to have to wait any longer for your cards. So if we can find a way around it, we'll certainly try our best. So do keep trying. And as I say, send us a message if not. Okay, we're going to leave you all in peace. Thank you for joining us this evening. It's been lovely being back with you all. We genuinely did miss you last week. We even said on Monday night how sad we were that we weren't live from wherever we was. So it's been a joy to be back with you all. And thank you for your company. Thank you for your time. Thank you for joining in with our silliness. And we look forward to seeing you all again next Monday. Next Monday is going to be really exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. So do make sure you're back with us then if you can. But from myself, good night.
And good night from me. Thank you for joining us.
Night all.
See you
soon.